Welcome to the North American Collegiate Championships. We have a hyped up crowd ready for some League of Legends action.
He comes in from the back lines, jumps right onto Clara. There's no peel for him. Great shockwave onto 3 players. This is very quickly turning into a bloodbath.
They want to end this right now.
That's going to be game UBC taking it 3-0.
The best in the West have proved that they are the best in North America.
I'm super excited for the uLoL Campus Series to start.
The NACC was a small tournament, and the uLoL Campus Series, it's a whole new beast.
Well, I'm just going to say RMU's lucky they're on the other side.
Recognition, fame, scholarships, a really big deal.
North America's best collegiate teams. I cannot wait to see who is going to advance to the finals.
RMU is looking better than they did last year. I'd watch out if I were other teams.
Hello everyone and welcome to the uLoL Campus Series. We are so excited to be bringing you the evolution of the North American Collegiate Championship this year in 2016. My name is Dominic Seda-Romer. I am joined by Aiden Zyrene Moon. Mr. Aiden, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm really happy to be here with the uLoL. Of course, no longer NACC. That's a bad word now. If you say that, you have to put $1 in our swear jar over here.
Yeah, we actually have one. Unless you're referring to the actual event that happened in 2015.
Of course, referencing history, you can call it the NACC of 2015, but it's the uLoL Campus Series now completely revamped and also a little bit of a different format too.
Yeah, things have been changed quite a bit. Now, we've got some really big changes. We're switching it up from the seasonal play-ins. Now we've got over 500 teams played and got narrowed down to a roster of 32.
Yes, there are 32 teams competing, but today we're going to go over the schedule really quickly. Today, we're going to have Robert Morris University versus Michigan State University. And as the weeks continue on, there will be 7 weeks of competition here, but we're only showing one best of 2 on broadcast. There will be 16 best of 2s every week, which will affect the standings consistently.
Yeah, and these 16 best of 2s will be played between these 32 teams split across the 4 conferences.
Yes, you only play teams in your own conference over these next 7 weeks of round robin. And then the top 4 teams from each conference go into a conference playoffs where they try to find out who is the #1 team in each conference.
Yeah, these #1 teams will then advance to the uLoL Campus Series Championship, which they will play for $660,000 in scholarship. Not all to the winning team, distributed appropriately across all of them.
Yes, prize pool $660,000 in scholarships. Yep. And of course, right now, everybody who's actually made it up to this point, to the 32 teams left, have actually gotten a little bit of that prize pool already.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at our first game for the day. We've got Robert Morris University taking on Michigan State. Running through the roster for MSU in the top lane, it's Tasby. In the jungle, we're going to have the man who's going to teach you a lesson for not doing your dishes. It's Indian Mama. In the mid lane, it's going to be behind the door, AD carry. We're going to be rocking out with Vanilla Salt and their support, Raipu.
Oh, man, behind the door. I want to see what he brings to the table. What's behind the door?
Yeah, that's the big question. Is it door number 1? Is it door number 2?
I don't know, but I want to know what's behind that door. Michigan State University, though, they do feel rather confident. They know that this RMU squad is not the same one that took second place last year. They actually think their chances are a little bit better because the squad has been revamped in some ways. So there's only one returning member for RMU. The squad is as follows. In the top lane, don't let his name fool you. He is playing for the North. It's West Coast Carry. In the jungle, it's Pomi. In the mid lane, there are no close shaves with this man. It's Gillette. And at AD carry, it is Evan RL. And, you know, he might have a little bit of a humble name here, but he is huge in Argentina. It's Mini Bestia on support.
Yeah, Mini Bestia might be the name that most of you folks at home recognize. He did play on the RMU roster last year, and that roster was the team that got second place 0-3 in the finals. Those were some big expectations.
Yeah, it was the expectation that they should get first, but the fact they got second, they still want it more this year. They said that they fell a little bit short. Their roster, not as mechanically gifted as it was last year, but they've been focusing on teamwork, and they've been trying to use their infrastructure at RMU to make this team the team that's going to take #1.
Yeah, they're really going to have to embody the apex predator. This isn't the RMU Pigeons. This is the RMU Eagles.
And And you can't let that get to you if you're MSU, right? Michigan State University, you have to come into this with confidence. You can't come in with a losing mindset. You have to look at RMU not so much as an eagle, but more like this.
Parakeet.
Excuse me. This is a green-cheeked conure.
Oh, well.
And she makes 3 times your day rate.
Oh, well, okay then. Let's talk about something that we are familiar with. Let's get back to the League of Legends. Match at hand. Robert Morris University, Michigan State University. Bird puns aside, we will be watching something, and it's not birds.
Well, I don't know. There may be an Anivia or a Quinn. We'll have to see. But still, RMU, they are coming in definitely as the favorites in this matchup, but there's still a lot of untested parts of their roster. Having to rebuild is never an easy thing, but they did keep their shot caller. Mini Bestia, I was talking with him, and he said that his English has improved over the year, and now he's more confident in his shot calling. He's more confident in his calls that he can make with the team. So they're looking for more team-oriented plays as opposed to the individual skill-oriented plays.
Yeah, we'll see if they can pull that off as we're getting into champion select for game number 1 between RMU and Michigan State University. You can see it on your screen right now, and we're going to hop right into these picks and bans. Again, it's RMU on the blue side, Michigan State on the red.
And I believe this is not on 6.1, which the LCS will be on at this point. It'll be on 5.24, so unnerfed Misfortune, unnerfed Frost Queen's Claim, but we are still going to see a lot of the same things, right? Swifty boots for everyone, Ionian boots and Lucidity, very popular things right now. And as the bans come out, we're seeing a little bit more of what these guys have in mind.
Yeah, we're taking Kindred off the map right away, Mundo to follow, Zed and Lulu being barred as well, and you know, these are sort of standard bans. I am a little surprised to see the Zed a bit.
Yes. Yeah, Zed is the one that sticks out. Zed targeted towards Gillette. Very good Zed player, but Zed with Thunderlords now has even more burst in his combo, so people are rather afraid with that, with the State of Precision on 524.
Yeah, very powerful champion. The next ban to answer is Malphite being taken away from Michigan State, leaving them with their last ban for now. And you did mention, this is 524. We've still got powerful Masteries. We've still got powerful Misfortune. It seems like Misfortune there's so much value placed on that champion lately.
There is, but you really don't want to first pick it so much because it's easy to counter. You can take a Morgana's way. I like that pick up there.
Yeah, the Gangplank banned away from RMU, and Trundle immediately secured by West Coast Carry.
Yeah, it is a flex pick. Mini Bestia can bring that into the bottom lane. I actually think that may be where it goes because Trundle support has been seeing more and more play in comparison to the top lane. It is a great support to whittle people down with the ultimate, make sure that they're killable, especially with the way that people are actually delaying Last Whisper now on 80 carries. It allows tanks to actually be a killable target for you.
Yeah,
and he's actually quite good in skirmishes, and the pillar's good as well for zoning.
It's 524. That pillar hasn't been nerfed just yet, so we'll see how Michigan State decide to answer as they consider their first 2 picks. They're taking their time against the one, and to me, this is the big showing for Michigan State University. They're going up against RMU, and yes, it is a different roster, but the program still exists. The scholarship program that they have is still one of the best in the nation.
Yeah, and people all have their eyes on Robert Morris University. RMU is a team that people, when they caught wind of that fact that they're going to have a program dedicated to esports, everybody's like, well, what is it all about, right? And they still came up second. So there's a little bit of shame there for them, and they want revenge. They want to be able to take it and prove and validate the entire club. Because if you're able to walk away with those scholarship, those large number of scholarship money from this tournament, you're actually able to come back and say, you know what, our team is the best, bring home the W, and we have this program that's going to attract more people to it.
Exactly. Validating the program with a win is exactly what RMU needs. Now, Michigan State, they are going to answer with 2 very powerful champions right now. Nidalee and Rise picked up for MSU.
Yes. Nidalee is a very good aggressive jungler here in Indian Mama's hands, and I know that Indian Mama is pretty much the star of the MSU squad. He's the one who's calling a lot of the shots. He's the one who's making the aggressive plays, and when he's on a playmaker like this, he can actually get some individual outplays as well. I do like the Rise as well. Rise is a champion that's kind of flown a little bit under the radar. Faker played it at Worlds, but on 524 in terms of solo queue, from what I've seen, it's not as popular as I think it should be. I think he's extraordinarily powerful because he hasn't seen any nerfs.
As a mid laner myself, Rise is not the easiest champion to pick up. I probably got 30 or 40 games on him, and I'm still absolutely terrible. So I'm excited to see how this actually works out. But RMU, they're probably a little bit more prepared to deal with something like this. They take Rek'Sai and Thresh.
Yeah, and that means that it's not going to be a Trundle to the bottom lane. It's going to be a Trundle to the top lane here for West Coast Carry. Pomi, he's going to be able to take that Rek'Sai in the jungle and have a little bit of aggression with that champion. And then, of course, Mini Bestiana playmaker again. I remember him actually being a really, really good Thresh player. And since he's the shot caller and he gets to initiate on this team, that's going to be what they're looking for. When he lands a hook, he can actually say when to take it, when not to take it, and the team will be ready to follow him up or not.
Yeah, it all comes down to that communication from Mini Bestia. He is the primary shot caller for Robert Morris University. Michigan State, they're going to be relying on the shot calling from Indian Mama on the other side of the map. Now, the support and AD carry, well, I presume that is support Morgana, has been picked up. Ezreal taken for Vanilla Salt.
Ezreal seeing more and more play now on this patch, and people seem to really enjoy the combo that he can pull off. Eing in, auto, and queuing, and if you can land it, or if you don't land it, you W across. Get Thunderlords, make sure that you're able to actually poke them out. And blue build has become popular once again.
Yeah, it is very strong on Ezreal. We'll see if he decides to opt into that build. The answer is straight away from RMU, and then again from Michigan State, as it is Twitch and Victor locked in for the AD carry in mid lane of RMU, and the remaining mid lane is behind the door, taking Lux.
Robert Morris University, they actually have a very well-rounded composition here. Their only engage, though, is really Mini Bestia or a Flash and Tunnel from Pomi. They do have good wave clear. They have a really great scaling AD carry for the late game, and then they have somebody who can make tanks killable. The thing is, Michigan State didn't really take a tank at all. They took a pick composition that has 3 roots in it. They have 2 of them that are skill shot, Lux and Morgana, and then you don't really have a way to engage. This is a poke composition that also has tiny bit of split push with Rise, but it's more dueling power. But it's a lot of magic damage in this comp.
Yeah.
A lot of magic damage, a lot of poke, a lot of catch. But they don't really have a way to close out a game if they have a lead. They'll pretty much just siege. But Victor has good wave clear. So I'm actually very interested to see how these two teams play it out strategically.
Yeah, it should be a very interesting situation for RMU and MSU. But let us know who you think is going to take the big W. Tweet at CollegiateLol with hashtag RMU win or hashtag MSU win.
Or if you want, hashtag Conure win.
Or hashtag Parakeet win.
CONURE.
And if you're looking for more Collegiate League of Legends action, head on over to ulol.leagueoflegends.com. You can find out all of these teams, the players, the current standings, and you can look for local clubs near you to join your own League of Legends organization. Very exciting.
I'm really excited about that, just personally, because I actually did my very first cast at a collegiate club.
Yeah,
so I may have not have gotten into this, maybe you as well, if we hadn't actually found our clubs at our schools. So.
Big shout out to all of those schools.
Sell out, but seriously though, no. I actually have a big passion for that. I was just studying psychology, and then it was like, hey, join the club. And I was like, oh, this might be fun to do. And I fell in love with it, and I guess that's why I'm here now.
Yeah.
Casting Michigan State University and RMU. I'm really excited to see what happens in this game, too.
It was, hey, come play League of Legends with us. We're all groups. We're all having fun. And then, oh, wait, we can do more than that in addition. But we're getting onto the Rift right now. Again, it is Robert Morris University taking on Michigan State University. They're heading on to the Rift. We hope you're ready, because we sure are.
Now I'm ready. Now. I do think that these compositions, though, have a little bit of a strength and weakness to each of them, right? Like I said before, the Robert Morris University one, you really are one-dimensional in how you're going to engage, but you can deny vision and pick. A little harder to do on this patch, a little harder to regain vision as well. But Michigan State University, they have a lot of pick. I think that the vision denial definitely goes in their favor. You're hit by a binding, you're going to get hit by a light binding. Dark binding, light binding, whichever one hits you first, you're going to eat the other one's damage too.
The big concern for me is that MSU have so much clearly designated poke. Nidalee spears, bindings left and right, Ezreal coming across. Could spell trouble for RMU, but looks like Michigan State aren't content to wait to the mid game as they start shoving forward 1 minute in, and they get the first ward.
Oh, and the flare of Vanilla Salt.
He's just trying to rub some vanilla salt in the wounds.
Oh, and just peppering up.
Yeah, so we are seeing a quick offense to look for a deep ward. Keep an eye on that Rek'Sai early on. There is a lot of variability in how this Rek'Sai could start things out with his jungle path, but looks like he's on the bottom side for now, and we're seeing AD carries on the bottom side as well.
Yeah, no lane swaps here for these lineups. I definitely think that Evan RL is a huge strong point for Robert Morris University and Mini Bestia in that bot lane. I doubt that they would want to swap pretty much at any point in the game, but I do also like the matchup of having the Morgana binding to possibly make a play. Morgana also into Thresh. Really good matchup if you're good on your black shields and you can pop them very timely.
Yeah, we'll see if that is appropriate. Again, this is the patch of Thunderlords. Precision still very strong in 524, allowing a lot of Thunderlord's damage. 2 minutes in, everyone is waiting in lane. Double Samsung skins coming out of Evan and
Oh, the synergy.
Thresh. Ye old Skinergy. Raikou takes just a bit of trade, and seems like we're seeing expected aggression out of Mini Bestia and Evan RL.
Yeah, you don't really want to sit there and just let them dominate the lane. You don't want to let them actually have control over it. And another thing as well here is that when we look at how the teams have actually thought about what they think is their strength, both teams have actually said their laning phase probably isn't the best. Robert Morris University is put more into macro play and moving around the map, roaming with Mini Bestia. And then if you look over at the side of Michigan State University, they talk more about how they're actually not so good in the lane, but when they group up, they can actually make some plays. And I think that's what this composition is showing, right?
Yeah.
This is we group together as 4 or 5, and then we try to make plays from there.
Yeah, and siege the turret, try to poke it down, and do what you can to take those objectives quickly. But that opens up a big window for RMU during that early game. Can they take advantage during the weak laning phase of Michigan State University?
Yeah, but both of them are claiming to actually have a weaker laning phase. So it might be a little bit back and forth here, but it does look like Robert Morris University, just off of the way they position in level 2, coming in first here. Ooh, nice dodge.
Oh, some damage gets traded out. Mini Bestia got to play safe from Vanilla Salt.
And he doesn't get the Bestia of that one. He actually ends up below half HP, and they can actually kind of strike back here. This lane is going to start pushing towards them on the side of Michigan State University. And we're looking at the actual state of the lanes here in terms of freezes. Tasby's, his lane is actually going to start pushing towards West Coast Carry. So if West Coast Carry wants to freeze this wave, he does have an opportunity to do so.
Yeah, starting off with that corrupting potion should be able to soak some of the expected harass from Rise.
And we do see Homie looking like he wants to gank top.
Yeah, it could be trouble for Tasby. Flash is not going to be enough to escape the knockup, though Tasby still escapes with his life.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what you need. You need to escape with your life at this point. You don't want to be that first blood in this match. Of course, it is a best of 2. I mean, we call it best of 2, but you really have to just play 2 games. You can go 1-1.
Yeah, the winner, if you win both games, you get 3 points. Whoa, the hook lands onto Vanilla Salt. Black Shield soaks just a bit, but Thunderlords procs through it, and Raikou tries to zone away on the answer.
Yeah, it looked like a double Thunderlords there at the same time from both Mini and Evan RL, as well as the Contaminate coming out. So a large burst of damage there that took him below half HP on Vanilla Salt's side. No Summoners blown, so I like the fact that everybody's playing it calm, playing it collected here, and not doing anything too unnecessary.
Yeah, the pressure is going to continue, however, as Indian Mama is on the top side of the map, chasing away Pomi. So that means Evan and Mini Bestia are free for the time being.
Yeah, when you keep tabs on the enemy jungler, you free up all your lanes. You can play aggressive on Tasby right now. Tasby knows that Rek'Sai hanging out maybe a little bit towards the top lane, but maybe wasn't in the best condition to actually come and make a repeat gank. I would be a little hesitant if I was Tasby, though, because of the fact I already blew my flash, right?
It's a tricky situation for that Rise. Meanwhile, it looks like the red is being invaded by Indian Mama. We'll see if he's able to secure that, but Gillette trades with behind the door. Looks like another gank in the top lane. Tasby's running low on mana. He's got to try to stop Flash. Knock up. Tasby's caught. Can he escape with his life? He's solo. First blood picked up by West Coast Carry.
Oh, that extra range there for Trundle. You saw that bite just a little bit more, even though he ended up getting rooted. So Tasby, he's going to go down. Good to re-gank that lane. You get the flash. You still have yours up on both members. Go ahead and blow the flash knock-up and make that play. Good there on Pomi. West Coast Carry, though, he does get that kill. And he's up 15 CS already.
Yeah, things looking awfully good for that top laner of RMU. The answer, however, Indian Mama did successfully steal away that red buff from Robert Morris University. You can see it on him now. And with a couple of timely recalls, behind the door and the bottom lane for RMU are going to pick up a couple of much-needed items.
Yeah, behind the door, going for the Frost Queen's claim on this patch. It's still the 4-second slow, so he's going to be able to actually try and make more plays, also disengage with it. It's a very versatile item here. It doesn't have just that 2-second slow on like 6.1. So I do like that pickup here for Lux. I think that's going to be really good, especially in this composition too.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out. Vanilla Salt on his recall to get health. Opts for the Tear of the Goddess. He's stacking up some emotions right now, going for the high damage output as real build.
Yeah, you say it's high damage output, but I like to think of it more as a delayed damage output kind of build. You have a bigger variance right? When you just start building a standard Ezreal build, you have a nice curve to the damage you deal, but you don't cap out like a blue build does. Blue build gets you past that limit and gets you to a much higher damage point. But you do have to suffer through the low point of having the tier and stacking it up.
Yeah, we'll see if they can succeed as Evan continues to shove in the bottom, and Tasby again pushing a wave in the top. He's going to trade just a bit with an early level 6 over West Coast carry. Might try to burn him down, but with Flash, West Coast carry is just fine. Yeah,
West Coast carry still has the ultimate too. Really didn't feel the pressure of that. He also saw the mana of Tasby, so he really didn't have enough in the tank to actually kill him ever.
Yeah, patient game after that first gank. We're seeing an 800 gold lead open up early on. A lot of that is the CS difference between those top laners in addition to the first blood. And a little bit of a CS lead opening up in the bottom lane on top of it, and that is to be expected.
Yes, a lot of these are to be expected just because of the matchups, because of the gank pressure that's gone down, as well as you just look at the builds, tier for top lane, tier for bot lane. They're looking to scale, they're looking to just sit back for a little bit, and then they'll get a little bit of the action. But like we said earlier, both teams think that their laning phase is one of their weaker points, but when they group up, that's where they actually have a lot of kind of punch to their squads.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out if they can continue poking. Evan RL continue to farming. Is the star carry of his team. And Twitch is the champion to do it. Indian Mama does find Pomi, though. Gillette,
he's cut off,
shows up. Yeah, it could be a tricky situation. He does flash over the wall to escape to safety. Binding misses. Raipu's overextended. Black Shield keeps him safe for now, but Mini Bestia, I'm just waiting for the death sentence.
Yeah, level 6 there for Evan RL. Immediately pops the ultimate and just gets that extra range on the rat-tat-tat. Good time to engage. But I want to talk about what happened in the top lane there to get that flash from Indian Mama. West Coast carry had actually shoved the wave up, and then he went through the jungle, and they knew that that was where he wanted to be ahead of time. So West Coast carry is actually showing a good response as a top laner, and he's very quick on it too.
It is very tricky as a top laner to keep track of more than just your lane. I mean, we always imagine that top lane is just an island, but there are many more islands nearby.
Yeah, just island hopping. It just takes a little bit of time.
Yeah,
a little bit of money too. You don't actually pick up the CS while you're there, so you miss out a bit.
I mean, he's more than making up for it now. He's got first blood. He's got nearly a 20 CS lead over Tasby. Things are looking good for RMU early on.
Yeah, RMU looking like the squad that wants to take that first place, not making too many hyper-aggressive plays. They're playing it slow. They're playing it collected. They're playing to their strengths. And so nothing too crazy.
Oh, finding lands. Mini Bestia is like, I didn't know my chain could stretch that long.
But sometimes you're really surprised.
Yeah.
You didn't know you had it in you. There's some extra length there in the Lantern. You just got to let it out a little bit.
And Ward getting cleared out as Indian Mama secures his third red buff of the game.
That's true. It is his third red buff. He got to go back and forth, stealing the previous one, but that didn't stop Pomi from actually making plays without it.
And again, Indian Mama is the shot caller for Michigan State University, so we should be watching him to at least instigate most of the plays going on right now. For the time being, he seems to have been hunting Pomi around, but we haven't seen him really do too much outside of that.
Yeah, the thing is when you're playing Nidalee, you want to be aggressive, but the fact that Pomi's already gotten a gank off top, I do think that this is a lane that is rather gankable. Same with Victor. Right? A lot of these lanes are actually quite gankable, but we're seeing supports roam now. Raipu in the mid lane, Mini Bestia showing up to the mid lane as well, but he's a little bit later than Raipu. I wonder if he got vision of him.
Yeah, I believe they saw Raipu. There were a couple of pings on the mini-map. Rek'Sai rings the dinner bell. Looks like Rek'Sai is the one doing the hunting now, opting for the Cinder Hulk, and is going to drop a ward deep in the jungle of Michigan State.
Defensive build there. We've still seen Warrior for some Rek'Sais where they want to be aggressive and they want to be able to take over the game early. But this is a more team-oriented build, just going to be a knock-up bot for the most part, and soaking some damage.
Uh-oh, Vanilla Salt might be in a tricky situation.
If he can hold out, though.
Oh! He leads it! The flay backwards. He's still taking a lot of damage, but goes down to Evan RL. Here's Indian Mama. Evan tries to turn it around. Exhaust buys time. He's so low. He drops to Indian Mama. Suddenly, Mini Bestia, caught by the Soul Shackle, has to back away. Flashes to dodge the damage. Can he dodge the follow-up? No, the binding catches him. He's going to go down.
Oh,
Flame
play.
buys time. Oh, wow. Amazing play from Mini Bestia, but he still goes down.
Oh, man. When you see a play like that, you watch that Thresh over again, you just go, that man deserved more kills. But he ends up dying as well. Yeah, like, that was pretty much the best Mini Bestia could have played that. But the fact that their jungler was on that side and Indian Mama was there just turns it around 2 for 1 in favor of Michigan State. So now the kills are even, but the CS discrepancy is still there in every lane, especially top. Look at that.
That's a 50 CS lead 11.5 minutes into the game. We're seeing a 20 CS lead in the mid lane, a 13 CS lead, and a kill onto Evan RL. Things are going great for RMU.
Yes, and also when you look at where the kills were distributed, Indian Mama got both of them. One of them went over to Evan RL. And whenever I look at these types of early kills, it means Indian Mama has to continue to be active as a jungler. You have to keep making that gold smash against another person's gold pool. Because right now, you look at Evan RL versus Vanilla Salt, well, Evan RL is going to be ahead in CS and the kill. So that's always active gold that is going up against another laner.
Yeah, Gillette dodging double bindings there in the mid lane as they saw Raipu. Things looking pretty solid. Uh-oh, Vanilla Salt. I've seen this play before. He doesn't have flash this time. Can Mini Bestia get 2 in a row? He waits this time, misses, but Vanilla Salt goes down. Bestia gets the kill.
He's in his head right now because the fact that he landed it last time, he held off on the E for so long on Vanilla Salt's side. But look at this. Mini Bestia rooted.
Could be caught. No flash plays too soon. He's almost certainly going down. Indian Mama gets the kill. The follow-up binding finds Evan. Double kill. He teleported down to join the fight. Here comes Gillette. They obliterate Raipu. Here's an answer from Tasby. They're going to try chasing forward, but the gravity field catches Indian Mama.
Yeah, walking right back through the gravity field. It's going to catch both of them, actually. Both of the binding members of this team. Actually, sorry, the Nidalee as well. And behind the door. No way to actually continue the fight after that. Gold lead only 600, though.
You could say they're really binding the composition together, but we'll have to find out as looks like West Coast is the one who is bound. He flashes. The laser is dodged. He's still alive.
Oh, these players are just showing that they actually have a really good skill shot repertoire here on Michigan State University's side. They've been landing dark bindings. I like the fact that they have double Frost Queen's Claim with this composition because that slow is going to make it so hard to dodge anything. And also, West Coast Carry doesn't have the luxury of going with Swifty boots this game. Usually you want Swifties to make the percentage of the slow from Frost Queen's Claim go from 40% to a 30% slow, so you can dodge these abilities, and you also have the extra movement speed. But he has to go Merc Treads because he's up against a Rise, and you get perma-rooted if you don't go for those boots in particular.
I mean, just the CC in general, those bindings, the snares, heck, even Ezreal doing some damage once he finishes his Iceborne Gauntlet. It's a tricky situation.
Yeah. It's a very tricky situation. Sometimes you want that slow resistance, but there's so many things that Tenacity is good against. Especially since if you eat one binding, you're going to eat another binding.
Yeah, that's the hope for Michigan State. They're 14 minutes into the game. Much closer in gold now that they've got those kills for themselves.
Yeah, 200, 300.
That what was a 50 CS gold lead for West Coast Carry has dropped back to a 30 CS lead as Tasby, a little bit late with the teleport. He held off knowing he had a bit of extra time.
Yeah, he held off on it, and it ended up not giving him pretty much anything. He ended up wasting it a bit, but it did make West Coast Carry and Gillette back off. So it's one of those teleports where you kind of split the difference and say, what would have happened in the theoretical world where I didn't do it? Would they have kept going forward? But I ended up using it, and it didn't end up being worth anything tangible. So you can't really knock the TP too much.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Gillette still rocking a 30 CS lead of his own. Looks like Michigan State are starting to pull themselves back into this, and wow, Indian Mama, 30 CS ahead of Pomi. That's where that gold's coming from.
Yeah, he's hard farming. He has the CDR boots already, able to just swipe things very, very quickly. Oh, mid lane, though.
Yeah, binding finds Gillette. Hook, he's going to find Vanilla.
Extendo hook.
I love how that stretches out so much.
The Black Shield interaction. Yeah, it's real. It's funny to look at. I love it when it happens with Blitzcrank Hook, too, because it just stays there for 1 second.
Yeah, it just hangs.
And then it just disappears.
It's like, wait, should we retract? I don't know. Eject, abort!
Uh-oh.
TaZB with a quick level 11 dodges the pillar, but West Coast drops the subjugate. They're doing a DPS race right now, and TaZB is winning. Lands the last snare he's going to get. No, he gets one more, and West Coast carry with 250
If he lands another Q, though, he's actually...
But Indian Mama's there. Oh, the spear narrowly misses. He provides chase, flashes in over the pillar. West Coast carries low. He goes down.
And nobody is responding to come to this side of the map from RMU. So Michigan State University actually take a lead right now. They're going to have to find something to do on this map on RMU's side, though, during this little bit of time.
Yeah, let's see the answer. They're currently grouped around the Dragon. Flash binding finds Raipu. He chases anyways. There's the box. Raipu flashes away after the slow has been applied. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, behind the door goes down. Soul Shackles is dropped. Mini Bestia is low. Vanilla dodges out of the way. He flashes, and Evan can't provide chase.
Oh, man, the mid lane, 1v1 there. Behind the door, no flash. Gillette, no flash. Insta-burst there. Gillette, you can see his HP. He's pretty much full still, even though we saw him eat a binding earlier. Go for the dragon here from RMU, but also that bot lane play. Mini Bestia didn't play that the best he could have. He actually used his Flay a little too early. Should have flown in, then used it. But then everybody just comes through, and just a huge burst comes out as well. So good play there. They are able to actually answer what we thought was something they weren't going to be able to answer in the top lane.
Yeah, Gillette going to poke the dragon once. He actually walked back on top of a ward. I don't know that RMU are aware of that one. As Pomi returns to the jungle, his native habitat as Rek'Sai, continuing to farm it out. The subtle Rek'Sai stalks his prey.
It's too gruesome to see.
Yeah.
Too gruesome for camera. But I would say Rek'Sai actually lives in the river in that skin.
Oh, he does. You're right.
Yeah. She,
yes.
Not that I checked or anything, but like, it's definitely a she.
Do you flip it upside down? How does that even work?
You can tell by the screeches. I'm trying to go PG here, Dom.
Are the males smaller or something?
Well, actually, the thing with Rek'Sai is that Rek'Sai's special because she's the largest Xerxai.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. So she's the big
queen of the Xerxai.
Mm-hmm.
Xerxai the Rek'Sai. Well, Rek'Sai the Xerxai.
Hey, maybe all Xerxai's names actually end with Sai.
Her Sai.
Yeah.
And her daughter,
you'd
Susan Sai.
You'd be Seda Sai.
Is that Reen Sai? All right, we're getting away too often. Mini Bestia gets caught in a binding while Evan, quick Hurricane, is going to let him shove the wave nice and quick. Indian Mama coming for another gank. That playmaker, as expected, the binding misses, and Evan, they could try to turn this around. True Shot Barrage is dropped. Here's the teleport from West Coast Carry. He's coming in from behind. There goes the pillar. They're locked into the wall. Flay keeps them nice and tight. Raipu goes down. Evan flashes away from Indian Mana, who before turning around for another kill. That's 3 now for Robert Morris University. Again, TaZB with the late teleport. He's late to the party. He's the last one to go. He's dead.
And maybe that's just, that turret shot right there. Almost with the shield on himself. RMU.
There it is.
Come on. You had time. Man, but also at the same time, that's an ace. Across the board there. Back behind the door ends up dying as well. So clean 5.
Yeah, very solid fight from Robert Morris University. They take the first turret of the game, no, the second turret actually, as Michigan State took the top T1. The answer, Gillette with the mid-tier 1. That's a 4,500 gold lead for Robert Morris.
Just instantly like that, they jump out to a lead here for RMU. That's actually a big lead for the game, the largest one we've seen so far. And I love the TP there from West Coast Carry. I talked about how when he answered the red buff invade that was happening from Rek'Sai and then Nidalee tried to respond, he was there first. He cut off TaZB, even though that was TaZB's side of the jungle. So West Coast Carry is just a couple of seconds ahead of TaZB, but it's making all of the difference here.
Yeah, very solid play from RMU, and this is what we expected from them. You know, they're working on communication. They're working on their map play.
Yeah, and it's definitely showing right now. But this is a composition from Michigan State University. You need more people grouped up. I'm very surprised that the whole squad with Raipu, Vanilla Salt, and Indian Mama actually chased them down the entire lane. They looked like they were waiting for another binding cooldown, but they actually got baited even further back. I didn't watch as closely as I would have liked to the start of that fight because I didn't see what happened to the first binding. I don't know if it was used early or if the Frost Queens claimed somehow they were able to dodge out of it, but
I think Raipu tossed it out at the same time we saw the spear. Whoa, speaking of spear, Indian Mama shows himself on the top. There goes the spooky ghost flash from Mini Bestia.
No tower.
It still catches him. There is no tower indeed, but Pomi's there. He turns it around. Tasby gets destroyed by Evan RL. The spooky ghost is going to do a lot to catch him. He just throws everything he can onto Evan, brought him down to about quarter health, but here's Gillette flanking from behind. Rampage with 4-0-0 as he obliterates behind the door. Raipu's running for his life. Black Shield wears off. Double kill Gillette.
And now they're just going to be able to dive these turrets. Evan RL, he's at those power spikes, but Indian Mama.
Oh, they're chasing Indian Mama down. They're going to say, Mama, I won't have any of this.
Mama just killed a man. But what they ended up doing there is they went to that top lane, but they went as a unit, as a counter gank, and I really liked what ended up happening with Evan RL with these power spikes. Runan's Hurricane and your IE makes you so powerful on Twitch right now. Runan's Hurricane, really, really great on him. But then he pops a rat-tat-tat, and then he gets the extended range of the bolts. You're seeing the damage that when he gets those crits, he is shredding people, and then Gillette's damage as well. Gillette is online, and look at his levels. He's 3 levels ahead of behind the door. He has been farming like a madman. He's 80 CS above, 70 to 80 right now.
Yeah, things are looking great for Robert Morris University. It's about a 23 CS lead for Evan. Gillette, as you mentioned, up by 77 CS right now. It's a 42 CS lead for West Coast Carry. And it seems like Michigan State, they're trying to make plays, much to their credit. They're trying to see RMU as just a parakeet, but it's not working. The Eagle is bearing some claws.
Yeah, they're trying to see him as a parakeet, but guess what? It's a conure. So they come up, they end up having this aggressive play, but it gets turned back on them, and Tasby, once again, there's this red buff here.
He used to be able to trade with West Coast Carry, but he also used to be able to survive a lot longer.
And Rise, you know, he's going to perma-root you, but I guess Trundle's just going to perma-slow you and have that extended range for the chomp now. Mini Bestia, though, rooted up.
Mini Bestia's caught in a binding. Let's see if it's going to be 2 as behind the door provides chase. He dodges to the side. Cleanse keeps him up. Pommy turns it around. Evan with the forward flank obliterates Raipu before taking a binding of his own. Indian Mama's low. The Rylai's is ticking away. The laser just misses. Gillette is 2 turrets deep.
Gillette going for these extra turrets. Gillette's pretty much been in this mid lane the entire game, save for that roam top and then the one bottom where he got nothing. But he's just been trying to bully in CS, and it's working out. He's about to flame Horizon behind the door and be 100 CS up over him.
Yeah, I think Gillette knows what's behind the door. It's nothing good. I mean, this is only game number 1. There is definitely a lot of opportunity for Michigan State to come back. And yes, RMU are doing well, but it's 23 minutes in.
That's true. 23 minutes in, but it's hard to come back from something like this 7,000 gold deficit when they already have so much on you. West Coast Carry, he's just going to... I think he'll survive
Oh
this.
my gosh.
Yeah. He'll
He's
take a lot
so
of ultimates.
tanky. Iceborne Gauntlet, Spirit Visage gives so much stats with the Subjugate.
And the thing as well is that he can just pretty much prioritize magic resistance over everything else so that he can survive Tasby, Indian Mama behind the door and some from Raipu. And then Vanilla Salt is pretty much the only physical damage on this squad. So you need 1-2 armor items and then you're good to go. You don't need anything else. It looks like it will be a Dead Man's Plate for him as that second item, or a third item, just to make sure that he can keep the distance and actually get extra slows off and be appealing Trundle if he needs to.
Yeah, we're already seeing quick adaptions out of our Robert Morris University. The Locket of the Iron Solari picked up by Pomi following his jungle item completion, and the Mikhails from Mini Bestia, just to make sure nobody gets caught. And if you do get caught, we've got shields to keep you standing.
Exactly. I like that pickup. It's an adaptation, especially since you went for Eye of the Equinox. You would think Face of the Mountain is a good pickup because it allows you to give a shield to somebody, but Eye of the Equinox costs 800 gold less as a total completion versus Face the Mountain plus Sightstone. So it gets him 800 gold faster towards that Mikhails. So that's why he has it already, and he had it for the previous play too.
Yeah, very solid play out of Robert Morris University. This is what we expected out of the team. And that's not to say that they didn't play this well in the past. In fact, they made it to second place in the NACC 2015. But They're looking for more this time as West Coast carry. He finds a wild Ezreal in those bushes. The binding locks him down. The West Coast carry is so tanky. He's finally going to go down here. They flash onto Gillette. Ignite and Cleanse keep him standing, but he turns onto Tasby. He's doing so much. The 1v5 has shifted. He's buying so much time. There's another binding. He's finally shut down. It's 2 kills, but what are they trading?
They're exploiting them so much here. Robert Morris University, 2v5. It was a 1v5, then another 1v5. But 3 members, the other ones that weren't there, are on the opposite side of the map taking a turret. So the fact that RMU knows that Michigan State University has to be grouped up as 5 to really accomplish anything is being used to their advantage. So RMU running them around the map.
Oh,
this
Evan
is the
RL
play.
Pulls the trigger. He finds Vanilla Salt, turns onto Indian Mama. He flashes to dodge 1 and stays alive for the second solo kill for Evan.
Evan, man, oh, it looked like he was going to get some help there from Pomi, but the flash away and the instant kill there at the very end, right when it looked like he was going to go down. Plus, he also used to heal right at that moment.
Yeah, this is the star AD carry of Robert Morris University, their primary carry that they expected at least, though Gillette is performing admirably in addition.
Yeah, and so is West Coast Carry.
Exactly.
West Coast Carry has a lot of CS, and speaking of Gillette, though, he just flamed Horizon behind the door. 288 to 188, 26 minutes in this game. 100 CS up. Crazy numbers. Look at just the items. Item advantage. Pretty much almost a full item.
Yeah, now adding a Negatron Cloak on top of those already raw stats from being level 16. Behind the door is level 13 right now. The experience advantage alone is enormous.
If Gillette put an E and then an R across the team when they were grouped up on Michigan State University side, I think that 2 to 3 of them would insta-die.
Yeah.
That's
I thought you were looking for like a heavy pun there.
Nah.
ER. MSU,
I don't
ER.
look for
I
the
don't get
puns.
it. M Sewer? No, that's not it.
My co-caster looks for the puns.
Yeah.
I just groan.
We'll see if we get any more of those as Michigan State. They've got the poke composition. They picked it well. They picked it intelligently. Seem to have gotten what they wanted, but having some difficulty executing on it as that 7,000 gold lead is slowly blossoming into an 8,000.
Yeah, it's definitely a stylistic choice that they went for, but like I said much earlier, let's see here though. A lot of damage.
Evan might be caught.
He
The
has no
flash binding, and he's destroyed. Indian Mama with the raw AP brings him low. Could see another fight as it looks like MSU are going to chase away RMU.
Yeah, there's going to be a 4-on-5 since everybody from RMU is grouped up on this side. They knew that he didn't have flash, so you catch him with the ghost, you catch him with a spear, you can flash after him, you can jump in, and you know there's no answer that he'll be able to have in terms of mobility.
So the pick did succeed this time for MSU as they caught Evan out of position. The 4 members of RMU back up to the river, but don't cede any more ground. In fact, they've got a wave building in the top lane, and with Tasby clearing bottom, they could still continue pressure.
I think they're going to back off right now because they don't have Evan RL on RMU's side. Michigan State University, this team, you know, they played the early game really, really well. But what happened was they went too aggressive. I like the instincts. I like the idea of flank them. I like the idea of you have Morgana be very aggressive. And you can see Raipu keeps running forward to try and make these bindings land, to try and make sure that he can start his team off on the right foot in an engage. But they just over-chased 2 to 3 times, and that's how they got behind so far in this game. That's why we're seeing this, and almost the 3rd dragon for RMU.
Yeah, Evan RL has now respawned. Robert Morris University used that to set up a bit of a siege. Gillette heads down to the bottom lane while the remaining members hang out in the mid lane. Aside from Pomi, who's clearing out a little bit of the Scuttle Crab. Dragon's up in 30 seconds, as he mentioned.
And with that 3rd dragon, you get that extra bit of movement speed here. It's good for this composition to go ahead and escape from some Frost Queen's claims, but also to make sure that they can close the distance and not be as frustrated, even though it is a tiny bit of movement speed. But I do think that this is a very good pickup here for Evan RL. He got the QSS 4th item. It probably could have been 3rd item too, but it's interchangeable. He wanted to just snowball his lead. But I do like this. I think that QSS and the access to it makes a lot of compositions not as good as they used to be. I think that the fact that you can get it 3rd item, 4th item, AD carry, and it builds into something that feels really good to buy now as a lifesteal item, makes it so that these compositions, like I said, aren't as strong as they used to be, especially against AD carries.
Very scary situation for Evan if he gets caught by any more bindings. Raipu split off from the rest of his team. He's got flash. He goes slow, so fast. Evan chunks through Morgana's health.
Maybe could have flashed over the pillar, but these are such great pillars from West Coast Carry all game long. The one that he used to pin Raipu against the bottom lane wall, the one that he just used right there to make sure Raipu couldn't get away, is just devastating at this point.
Yeah, the wave clear is excellent from Michigan State University, but seems like RMU are disregarding waves and acquiring turrets. And now they're looking for Baron here. West Coast Carry zoning away as best he can. India Mama is waiting in the wings. Double Spooky Ghost finds West Coast. Baron's at half health. This is a tense situation.
Don't have wards, don't have vision.
This is a scary spot. Indian Mama looking for it. Play over the wall. Indian Mama goes down to Gillette. This is the go button to take the Baron. It is secured almost instantaneously afterwards. Gillette flashes the wall to hunt down Tasby. He's going to be caught in a binding, which he cleanses, and Tasby flashes to safety.
And the level 18 there for Gillette blows the flash and the cleanse that he's had all game long. I like the cleanse pickup against this comp. He saw this coming, but he is so fed right now. Just in terms of CS, monster. He's a monster right now.
Yeah, that is a very, very big Victor. His robot arm is probably lifting some super big weights.
Do you even lift, man? You even rift, bro?
Do you even rift? We're finding out. Dragon 3 now being secured by Robert Morris University. They're going to look for a couple of quick recalls. Pommy heading back along with Mini Bestia. Oh, is he? Nope. He's going to... All right.
Nope. Going back now.
He's just making me eat my words. A lot. But 32 minutes in, Robert Morris University have got complete control of this game. It's 12,000 gold now, 11 kills, 3 dragons, and a Baron buff. Evan RL, are you serious? Nets 1 kill, Nets 2 kills, like they're nothing.
And they gave up too much in the early game on MSU's side that RMU, they're going to be able to take even more.
He's not done. He looks for Vanilla. Exhaust is burned. Cleanse flashes the wall. There's a Zonya. What are you doing? He's kept alive. Quadra kill for Evan RL. He's looking for the pentakill. Oh, but it's denied by Pommy. What on earth?
Could have been an unofficial penta.
Yeah.
Had 2 double kills, and then the last one stolen there. But Evan RL, you were like, what is he doing? I guess he's just going to help them in the game.
Yeah.
They'll flash over the wall. He's super fed. 11, 4, and 7. But this has been a team effort from start to finish here for RMU.
Yeah, amazing game from RMU as they take this game number 1 and the first game of the uLoL Campus Series. It's 1-0 so far. This is a best of 2. We're nowhere close to done.
Yeah, we definitely, well, I guess we're halfway.
Well, for today. Yeah. So, yeah. Let's talk a little bit more about that game. MSU came in with this great poke comp. You know, they definitely had it set out in the line in the beginning with the champ select, but then in execution, RMU just outplayed.
Yeah, they had the idea that I really liked on MSU's side. They pop ghosts, they chase people down lanes, they land bindings. We saw it happen multiple times, and it looked like RMU was on the back foot for a little bit once those items came out. But then that Morgana over chase bottom, the Morgana over chase top, and then they got so much off of that that ended up being pretty much where the team faltered. Because that one ace at the bottom lane too was once again a play that they initiated. They're initiating a lot of these plays and they're being very active, but RMU keeps turning it around on them because the members that they don't expect to be there are there and they show up on time. And I really like the response that RMU is having, because if you were any other team that didn't have this type of macro play or communication, you would have been caught out by those many, many times.
And speaking of that ace in the bottom lane, we've actually got that ready for you guys. We're going to bring it up in just a second, but we'll take a look at what exactly happens. The teleport flank from the opposite side was so pristine. The fact that we saw West Coast Carry on that trundle, just get the oh no, he came in from the river, was it?
We will see in the replay.
Yes, that we will. That we will indeed.
So the replay comes up. Yes, this is the one where...
Oh,
man. The hook comes through. This is the earlier one where it's the 2-for-1, and they actually get both of these kills here. And Mini Bestia played that so well when he got the E from Ezreal in the hook, and then he got the flay. But this one right here, that pillar had pinned Raipu against the wall, and then Indian Mama is too dedicated to that back line. He gets knocked up as he jumps in, and this is once again, that was a play that RMU didn't see coming at the start. And then they TP'd in Trundle after the Morgana had walked too far forward to try and land a binding on Mini Bestia. So right now, it's just all been this punish game. So moving into game 2, you have to keep thinking, we had the right instinct on MSU's side. We can bring this back. They showed that they aren't immortal, that they actually do falter to some of these plays, but you need to be ready for the counter. That's always what happens. Is when you make a play, you never think about, what if they TP behind me right now?
Yeah.
So you have to be able to think of those things, but don't be paralyzed by them. Think, if they do TP behind me, do I have a way out? Do we keep pushing forward? Do we have somebody behind us that's going to reinforce? So now it's evaluating all of your options, but not being paralyzed by the fact that they might be TPing in, right? But then if you do that, you can be like, Rise, keep tabs on him. Make sure you root him so he can't TP.
Yeah.
A lot of different things. Be prepared for the play and have communication.
That's a very important thing for MSU. We're actually, speaking of Rise, we're going to go ahead and take a look at a triple kill that we saw in that top lane. And again, RMU, we're all over the map on this one. Evan RL with the roam, such a great play.
Yeah, this is the play where Gillette comes up and boom! This is where he started. Just a 2-level lead there and 2-kill lead for Gillette, but oh man, the double kill coming through for him. Gillette was definitely the man of the hour in terms of kills here.
Yeah, and then looking for Indian Mama on top of it. Just some incredible play from RMU. And, you know, Gillette winning lane so handedly.
Yeah.
Over 100 CS.
Yeah, he ended up with a massive amount of CS in that game. I think he had a CS lead about 26 minutes. That was 100 CS over his lane opponent.
Yeah.
So behind the door needs to step it up for this next game, but they also should put more pressure on Gillette. Gillette seems like somebody who's going to play a little bit aggressive, and they did try it a tiny bit at the start. We did see the Morgana roam. We saw the Thresh roam towards mid. Mini Bestia was going to try to answer, but if you think back to that game, all the action we saw, top lane, bottom lane, back and forth, and then solo kills mid. That's it. He didn't have any help, so behind the door was left out to dry a little bit.
Yeah, some very good play from RMU, but don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back with more collegiate League of Legends action right after this. League of Legends. We make a game, and it's called...
was in Argentina, I always looked forward to come to the United States and do something. RMU was like my solution.
Jesus is a great kid, and he's an amazing talent in League of Legends as well, but what really sets him apart is his character. Everyone knows Jesus, and he's so friendly and just really a great kid.
Being able to come here to study and play League at the same time was like the whole package for me, and I had to take the opportunity.
My parents were super excited and happy that I have this opportunity available to me and I have the scholarship offered to me. Probably the thing I'm most thankful for in the last 6 months is my family being so supportive and so loving for everything I do. I know I'm truly lucky to have that.
I just got to know Evan this year. He came in. This is a perfect spot for him because he can still take League seriously because that's in his DNA. He's trying to accomplish something big, and make it to the uLoL finals.
Kurt is fantastic. He's the one who set up this whole program. So without him, I wouldn't be here. I'd be in North Carolina.
I've been the athletic director and women's soccer coach for over 20 years. And that's my job, really, is just to provide the best sort of platform for our esports athletes and our coaches to perform well. I knew esports wouldn't make sense in athletics. Even after 1 year in, I'm more convinced than ever. One of the hesitations I had was how was it going to be accepted by the regular student body and especially the athletes, and that's been a pleasant surprise, to be honest with you.
My name is Ben.
Brooklyn Cullen.
Mitchell Cunningham.
Debbie Bennett.
I play football.
I play soccer.
I'm the captain of the men's lacrosse team here at Robert Morris University.
Finding out about the esports team at Robert Morris was huge for us, and it was really exciting. I've actually never heard of competitive gamers playing for like scholarships and against other schools.
It's a whole different world that I never knew anything about.
I think it's great that RMU have esports. They work as hard as us every day.
I feel like it takes a lot of skill and a lot of time and dedication to be good.
I think we have a really strong team. I know a lot of them really want it, and you can see it in their play and how they act and their attitude towards the game.
I have real high hopes for the team this year. I do believe they can definitely put in the effort and bring us home a dub.
Being at RMU is great. Having lots of people who understand what you're doing and respect what you're trying to do for the school is awesome.
It's about teamwork. It's about working together, learning how to win and lose as a team. And that's what esports and any sport do, whether it's football or League of Legends. That's what you're learning and that's what you're taking away. They walk around with a swagger, because they know that they're part of something bigger than just the game and themselves. Now they're part of a team and they're bound to a coach and they're going to try harder for their teammates.
I'm super excited for the uLoL Campus Series to start. I'm always looking for competition.
The way it's structured this way, I like it a lot better because it feels like a real season.
I'm trying to be the leader of the team. We ended up second last year, so I have the experience of being in the finals on how to react on a best of 3 scenario and a best of 5 scenario. I think that we're well prepared for that.
I take every game as serious as if they're UBC or anybody. I just want the best competition that we can play. I want a really good game, and I want to be able to obviously come out on top of that, but a good game is really important to me.
Team unity and team cohesiveness are invaluable to success in League of Legends.
It's really easy to talk with each other, communicate things in-game and outside of the game. So far, we're doing great.
It really reflects during important matches when me and Minnie perform well and always show up when we need to show up.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the uLoL Campus Series. You just saw a great piece on Robert Morris University. It's so excellent that we're seeing the university as a whole accept this program and really support it.
Yeah, they're definitely behind them as well. Like you said, supporting it. They want that first place for their boys, right?
Yeah.
They want to bring home the W here. They've already got one in the books. Of course, that's only one of the 14 games that they'll actually be playing. And they're about to play another one right now.
It is a very strong showing, though, and very representative of how an Eagle should act over the course of a season, coming in strong, swooping on top of their unsuspecting prey, one might say.
I don't have the Conure anymore. I don't know. You keep going back to this thing. I only booked her for an hour. She's really expensive, man. This is collegiate. All the budget is in the prize pool.
Well, speaking of prize pool, let's talk a little bit more about this game then. If MSU want to get more of this prize pool, that means they're going to need to win more of their games. In game one, they came out with a strong comp.
Yeah, they did. They actually had a very linear composition in what they wanted to accomplish. I like the theme. I like the idea. Sometimes you need to be a little bit more flexible with it because you saw how much they had to reach to actually try and continue to get leads. So the parts where the Morgana was over chasing, I definitely think were parts where they weren't thinking it all the way through. A lot of bloodlust in the eyes.
Yes, there definitely was. But we're getting into picks and bans for game number 2 right now. And let's take a look at that pick and ban. Again, it worked out so well for them, they just weren't quite able to execute. And here you can see them on your screen once again.
I really like those right there, the little win boxes. Yeah. Reminds me of Street Fighter. It's like, get one more, and you knock them.
Victory.
Round over.
Perfect round.
Can they perfect them, though? I don't know.
Well, they can't anymore. They lost a few members.
That's true. But like, it's perfect per round, right?
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yes. Don't take any damage.
Oh, well, we'll certainly find out. Running through the bans again, Zed, banned from Gillette. Kindred again taken away from Michigan State University. I'm surprised to see so much respect being given to Gillette Zed. Then again, after that victor last game.
Yeah, you saw him solo kill in lane. If you want to play Lux or something that's a low mobility mage, Zed is pretty much the worst thing in the world to play against, right? He's got the harass. He makes it so that you have to pretty much get a Seeker's Arm Guard early on, which right now you really want to go for that Frost Queen's Claim ASAP, and then make sure that you can roam and lock some other people up. But the Zed pickup, or Zed ban away at Gillette, I think is rather smart. I like the target ban. So many teams actually don't target ban anymore, and they just ban things that are powerful on this patch. So that shows that MSU has done a little bit of research on Gillette and RMU.
Yeah, good to see they're still keeping on their toes. Gangplank, Mundo, and Lulu are our next 3 bans, and Trundle. West Coast Carry is actually the one who decides, you know what, I'm not going to take any chances.
Yeah, that's true, especially since he's in control of the band. So you're absolutely right. He could have just been like, Trundle. He thought he was picking. Oh, no. But yeah, that's the Malphite that's going to be left up now that was banned previously. So if Tasby wants to take that into the top lane, I'd be quite interested. West Coast Carry did give him the runaround on the Trundle versus Ryze matchup, so he can play a lot of things into this, right? You can play Fiora. You can play... You could even, I was going to say Mundo, but it's banned away. Yeah. But you can also play things that are like Ryze, right? You can play Ryze into Malphite and have a good time. Lyssandra's okay as well. I know Koreans are really on that train, but the pickups here for them on RMU's side, going to be a little different.
Yeah, Thresh and Nidalee locked in, taking away Indian Mama's champion from previous game. And again, Indian Mama, the shot caller, getting denied so much, and now getting denied his champion with a target pick.
Going from having Kindred and Nidalee taken away from you, one banned, one picked, I wonder what he's going to fall back on here. If it is the Kha'Zix, this is not 6.1 Kha'Zix, which has buffs to leap range, buff to the W explosion radius, but I do think that this is a champion that he has some experience on. We'll see what he does, but it is going to be the West Coast Carry locking in Thresh for Mini Bestia again, because he just had such a great performance on that champion. Why not do it again?
Yeah, the hooks that he landed, just predicting the arcane shift, and
that was
excellent performance.
That was sick.
And then the fact that he did it once, then came back the exact same gank path, and you could see Vanilla Assault was like, oh no.
He's like, you read me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to E yet. And then he has to dodge backwards, and then he dies just because he waited so long to actually E. So I love the mind games that Mini Bestia was able to play in that matchup. Is really quite cool. But the fact that the play where he actually landed the Q on the Arcane Shift was a 2-for-1 against him, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, it is style and play. But Michigan State University, they say, you know what? If you're going to be tossing out hooks, so will we. 2 can play at that game. It's Blitzcrank, and now Evelyn locked in for Indian Mama.
Evelyn is a decent amount of pressure just from having her because you don't know where she's going to be. And with the state of vision and the way it currently is, you have less wards to actually throw into these camps to keep people occupied or to actually have eyes on the Evelyn to know where she is and what side of the map. The Blitzcrank always gives you a way to actually get back in a game. If they're sieging and you hook in the AD carry, they're pretty much done for a long time. I think that the Ezreal's a great pickup, and I think that's what they should go for here because you can arcane shift as you're getting hit with the Blitzcrank hook, and you negate it completely. And I think Evan RL, a good enough player to execute on that consistently. We'll see how he does in the game, but I do think that this is the good pickup into Blitzcrank.
Yeah, it looks like Michigan State University's Vanilla Salt was just hovering Twisted Fate. He does need an AD carry for that bottom lane as Raipu. Looking a little bit at something fabulous, but I'd be surprised if we saw those 2 locked in. I do like Evan RL. We saw how much star power this guy had in the bottom lane in game number 1, going 1v2 and then picking up 2 kills before flashing over the wall to get another 2 kills.
Evan RL, he got fed, so he knew what was up. He was able to actually, test his limits in those matchups. So I think that it is actually a less aggressive champion for him right now as opposed to the Twitch, less snowbally, but it's still a champion that has consistency to it.
Yeah, it looks like the next pickups for Michigan State University are going to be for behind the door, again picking up the Lux in the mid lane. He knows Mini Bestia has counterpick right now. This is a confident play.
Yeah, Gillette, see what he takes into the mid lane into it. It could just be another Victor. He was very confident in that matchup, and you need something that wave clears in this composition since you do have the Nidalee, you do have the Nard, the Ezreal. Nothing's really going to be on wave clear duty except for whatever Gillette locks in here. I do want to jump over, though, and talk about this Graves, because it's not a jungle Graves. It's going to be a Graves here for Vanilla Salt, and it's a very, very, like, right-in-your-face type matchup here, because you have the Graves plus the Blitzcrank. So if Blitzcrank lands a hook, it's pretty much doubly effective because the Graves is going to be right in your face and get that burst damage off.
We'll see how Vanilla Salt can do as LeBlanc is picked up for Gillette. They banned away his Zed. He obliterated on Zictor. Now he's going to Faker's favorite on LeBlanc.
LeBlanc, though, I'm not 100% sold on it, but Gillette is a good assassin player. So in his hands, I definitely think it's a good pickup. The Zed banned away from him. LeBlanc, basically the secondary assassin right now in the meta. Thunderlords is great on her for trading. Up against Lux, though, there are some risks. You can throw the Light Binding and pretty much land it almost every time you want to. So be sure that you're watching out for that. How does Gillette play this matchup? Because last time, he got the better of it every single time in the Victor versus LeBlanc. A little bit less wave clear, though, for this composition.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tricky. RMU going for a confident pick in this setup. They've got the Nidalee, Ezreal, and LeBlanc for getting in. Plus, Gnar and Thresh for finding some people out of position if you get the opportunity.
Yeah, it's a good mixture here. And you can also use the Gnar to kind of split push if you do get a Black Cleaver, which people are up in the air about right now. Is it good on Gnar first item anymore because of the lack of HP? It's debatable. But up against this Malphite, I do think that it may be something that you want to dip into so that the Gnar is able to actually duel him throughout the game.
Yeah, and we want to know what you think. Who's going to take the big win in game number 2? Tweet at CollegiateLol with hashtag RMUWin or hashtag MSUWin. And again, if you're feeling a little bit more, just give us the hashtag Parakeet.
It went home. Dom. Lydia's a little bit of a diva. She gets tired very quickly. I only had money for an hour. Come on, man. Come on. Where's your MSU
You
Spartan?
don't even know how to spell Conyer. Just forget about it. Hashtag Parakeet. And we're going to go ahead and get into the game in just a few moments as we prepare. But RMU looking for their second win in this best of 2. They've got a very aggressive composition, and I'm impressed with MSU. They played into it. They made aggressive plays during the early game and mid game.
Yeah, they're definitely showing that they are Spartans here, and something that you didn't bring to the studio. Not even close. You didn't even bring another guy to the studio. I brought something resembling an eagle.
You didn't tell me. I feel like this is like a lawyer situation. You have to show the other lawyer what they're going to bring beforehand.
All right, but anyway, these two teams have showed us a little bit of what they had beforehand. So we're into game 2 here, and Robert Morris University up 1-0 over Michigan State. Michigan State, they do have kind of a more all-over-the-place composition here. They do have picks for Raipu. I think they go for the invade here, 100%. Blitzcrank, no question.
Yeah, they're dashing forward as 5 defensive line from Robert Morris University. They're going to run into Mini Bestia first. He's made his way into what once was the banana bush and is spotted out immediately behind Michigan State. Double ward from MSU, looking like they're a little bit shaky.
Yeah, Raipu a little bit too far in the back to go for a flash hook there on Mini Bestia and try to get a return flash. So a little bit late out the gate. Every second counts on the Blitzcrank. So Raipu lagging a little bit.
Tricky situation for MSU as they aren't able to take too much off of that early invade. You can see West Coast Carry is waiting in the river right now to try spotting Tasby's route back to the top lane.
Yeah, and West Coast Carry had a really good game last game up against Tasby. And Tasby now on defensive duties, making sure that he's on a champion that doesn't really have to go aggressive to win a matchup. He can go win other matchups. But West Coast Carry was on top of his TPs. Tasby, as Malphite, you have to be there first.
That is the big hope with Tasby, if he can pull the trigger first. And Indian Mama, I was a little bit critical of him early on in game number 1. I felt that he didn't put a lot of pressure, and then I almost immediately ate my words as he ganked lane after lane and forced flash after flash. Well, this time, he's on Evelynn. He has, as you mentioned, that unseen pressure, that just constant nagging threat of, is Evelynn here?
Yeah, and the fact that he's going to start on the bottom side of the map as well, he has that pressure, but it's going to take away from his bot lane's pressure because Evan RL and Mini Bestia killed the Gromp. Now they're into lane. Don't know how much they actually missed here, but they're going to hit level 2 first if they just continue to push. But they're actually respecting Raipu a lot.
Yeah, they don't want to take any chances that there's going to be an Evelynn down there, especially seeing them come to lane just a bit late with no CS under their belt. And Evan RL did get that Gromp experience. So as you mentioned, there's the level 2 picked up now with the Targons. But he's just going to take it nice and safe, probably going for a quick arcane shift while West Coast Carry tries to put some hurt on Tasby.
Yeah, just poke back and forth. Make sure you don't eat any hooks. And make sure that your finger is always on arcane shift to get out of them if you do eat one as 7RL.
Oh, Gillette takes a lot of trade. Here's Indian Mama. He bounces back. That's going to be the arcane shift. It's burnt. He's got flash. Is he going to get out of this one? He drops the ignite. First blood, Gillette. He's kept alive, and behind the door is at low health. He turned that around.
It looked like he went for the wrong one halfway through that. It was the closer clone, but it was the higher HP one because he had the red burn going on the one that was the real one, and he psyched himself out.
Man, so unfortunate. Here comes the gank from Pomi. The binding finds Vanilla Salt. He's brought low. Ignite is burning. Heal is not enough. Evan RL gets a kill of his own. Raipu dashing to the turret. Flashes out of the way. Are they going to be able to secure it? One more is needed. Pomi gets it.
And this is just disaster from Michigan State University. 3 kills off the bat. 2,000 gold lead. 3 minutes in for Robert Morris University. Already playing like a team, but Gillette with the outplay in mid lane. This lane is pretty much almost over at this point.
Yeah.
Already, it's only a few minutes in. Less than as many fingers as you have on one hand.
That is so terrifying. 4 poor behind the door. That LeBlanc with red buff. Gillette is getting closer and closer to level 6. That kill is actually going to give him an experience advantage as well. But here comes Pomi waiting in the wings. The spear goes wide. Gillette is not going to land the chain as Flash is burnt. Here's Indian Mama once again trying to capitalize, but Pomi owns him away.
Indian Mama, he's trying to be very active in this game. The last time that he went to that lane, though, did not work out for him, and he was super active. He got the flash, but he wanted more, right? Once the LeBlanc flashes away from you, you can make a return gank later. That's fine. You got the passive.
Uh-oh, here comes Pomi, but Mini Bestia matches the roam. Raipu pulls Pomi right back in, and he takes the passage to dodge the binding.
Oh, a little late on the binding there from behind the door, but he didn't have enough mana to really follow it up, and I don't think they had enough damage in the tank to finish him. Well, anyway, West Coast Carry, though, still, once again, outclassing Tasby in the top lane here.
Yeah. It's just so unfortunate for Tasby. He's already down an enormous 18 CS this wave. Tasby's trying to get, but it's so hard with Nara constantly bullying, constantly shoving.
Yeah, you have to keep making the evaluation of, is this CS worth the damage I'm going to take or the mana I'm going to spend to try and hit it with a Q? West Coast Carry is constantly making him make meaningful decisions over and over again. And man, right now, you see he's trying to get the CS, but he's taking all of that damage. Now Tasby, he might have to back and blow his TP.
And that's so demoralizing, knowing that Evelyn has ganked mid twice. Whoa, Mini Bestia gets pulled in, but the heal keeps him alive. Raipu goes down to Evan. Pomi's dodging the graves. Is he going to be able to get out of there? No, he's not indeed. Vanilla chases forward. The flame knocks him back. Double kill Evan RL. He's 3-0-1.
Exactly. He has tier as well. No combat stats in that item. Just throwing out Qs constantly, and now he's going to have a really, really smooth curve for Ezreal. I talked earlier about how Ezreal in game 1, you kind of dip down and have a power trough. Right here, with all these kills, he's going to be able to pick up an AD item and pretty much be where any other AD carry would be, but he has a tier on top of it.
Yeah, so he's powering right through that trough like it's nothing. Indian Mama was just in the bottom lane and probably looking for a counter gank, but the moment he saw Pomi, he was like, nah, I think I'll just back off.
Looks like he's just going to get some of this CS on the turret because nobody else can really come here to grab it. And then Vanilla Salt will come back up. Still, though, CS leads in every lane again for Robert Morris University. They were talking about how this lineup doesn't have as much skill individually.
The misses. There's going to be a match from Pomi. Good trade. Here comes Tasby, who did not teleport. He actually followed. Pomi needs to make it over the wall. He misses. No, Tasby was right there, and he missed it. Amazing pivot. Here comes Indian Mama, but Gillette should be just fine. They don't want to take any chances. Here's Mini Bestia as well. West Coast Carry. He's looking for the bounce. Gillette nets the kill. Slow now onto Tasby. He's got his flash, so he should be okay. And even a dark passage to make sure he's fine. The pull. They're turning onto Raipu. He doesn't stand a chance. West Coast Carry makes it 7-1. Robert Morris University.
I think MSU is a little tilted right now. These are very aggressive plays that keep backfiring. Again, fun fact, Tasby, he had a ward. You could have just used your trinket over the wall and then ultied. You would have had a much cleaner target for it, but he ends up going for the blind ultimate. I really, really question those plays. He also has flash too. You could have flashed over the wall and done it.
Yeah, very, very tricky situation for not Robert Morris. This is great for Robert Morris. Michigan State are the ones.
It's a tricky situation. What do I do with all this gold I'm earning?
Oh, man.
What do I buy?
Looks like it is going to be a Sheen picked up for Evan RL. The recall from Gillette nets him a Fiendish Codex and Frostfang, while Phage is taken for West Coast carry. Things are looking great, and Michigan State, they keep trying to make plays. Here's Indian Mama.
Indian Mama, like you said, trying to make a play here, but he has to go through what looks like might be a pink ward spotting him out. He's going to walk towards that brush. He does get spotted by the pink ward.
Yeah,
right
they
now.
do spot him out. That's going to be Pommy securing red buff with a little help from his friends. So Pommy just continuing to put some pressure around the map.
Indian Mama didn't even go to clear that ward. He got spotted by the ward. They pinged him out, and he didn't clear the pink ward in that brush by the river. And he also got hit by a Ezreal Q as he was walking through. They have to know that he's in this area, and they have to play a little bit further back.
But Mini Bestia is very far forward. The blind lands, but Indian Mama's already in his face, gets pulled in. Mini Bestia goes low, but that Ezreal's not done quite yet. Level 6 means True Shot Barrage trades quite a bit.
Oh, doesn't have it at the moment, but yes, he already used it. Behind the door, taking a little bit of poke. I do want to talk about that bottom lane skirmish. Good combo, because what you do in this combination of Graves, Blitzcrank, you W to blind them as Graves, and then the pull comes out from Blitzcrank. You can't actually dodge it. You have to pretty much guess where it's coming from.
Tricky situation. Looks like Mini Bestia wasn't prepared. Oh, no, the chain doesn't quite clear the blue buff, but Gillette still able to secure it as West Coast carry pummels poor Tasby into the ground. Now that he's got some health and Mana Crystal, seems to be scaling just a little bit better.
Could be a Glacial Shroud. Could be going for Rod of Ages. We'll see. I do think it'll probably be a Glacial Shroud. Either into Frozen Heart or Iceborne Gauntlet.
Oh, the hook finds Indian Mama. Gillette's going to ride the Lantern to a free kill. Pommy was right there like, what? No assist? Come on.
Yeah. And this is where you yell at your bottom lane going, wait. Why is he here? You're 2v1ing an Ezreal. How is he not pushed out of lane? How is Ezreal still farming? So why is the support at my buff?
Yeah, miscommunication from Michigan State University. An excellent map play from Robert Morris as expected. But Michigan State, as you mentioned, they are looking like a tilt-a-whirl right now.
Yeah, they definitely look like they don't have it together at this moment. And you saw right there at the bottom, but we'll talk about that in a second. Hold on.
Yeah, here comes Tasby stunned against the wall. He's got his unstoppable force, turns on to Pommy, but West Coast carry tanking the turret is more than healthy enough. Flash Boulder into a minion.
Oh, the minions stopped him. They do back off, though. See right there. They know what's coming for him. Oh, True Shot Barrage.
Oh, it's looking for the assassination. Is he going to be able to get the kill? He actually hit him.
It hit him,
but the shield came back up.
Yeah, but it also had already passed through a lot of things to Pommy!
Doesn't stand a chance. Behind the door, nets the kill. West Coast carry overextended with no flash. He already bounced. Oh, is Indian Mama going to pull the trigger on this dive? He's looking for it. Already used the Agony's Embrace. The turret is doing so much. He heals. West Coast carry. Auto attack for a free kill.
Oh, my God.
Oh, and a bounce turns it around. Gillette tracks behind the door, behind the base. Oh, and a little bit of BM to salt his dinner.
Behind the door, Indian Mama, you baited me. You baited me so far, so deep. And once again, it's the story of game one all over again. They're going way too far for these kills. It's too aggressive, and you aren't even coming up with a kill at the end of it.
Yeah, Michigan State are so desperate for gold, so desperate for kills, that they're just giving more and more of it to Robert Morris University. 7 kills in the lead. That's nearly a 5,500 gold lead for Robert Morris. 11.5 minutes in. That's nearly 500 gold per minute.
Oof, 500 gold lead per minute. It's a kill per minute at this point.
Yeah.
And an assist behind it. Pommy, he knows he's got a level advantage. Oh, man. He just chunks him now.
Indian Mama goes solo. Pommy's looking for it. Is he going to be able to? Behind the door saves him just in time. He's recalling right in the middle of lane. Doesn't take any chances. Here's Raipu, the knockup. Pommy's outside of the Finalis Funkin', but Raipu nets the kill. Meanwhile, Gillette has found Tasby flashless. His unstoppable force about to come up. Tiny window. They take advantage.
And it's so hard to keep track of everybody right now. Gillette roams up to the top lane, but right now in the bot, another skirmish.
Jeez, Evan does so much damage with that Sheen and his completed mana. Mune zones Graves away and looks for a turret.
Exactly, and with those items completed, he is way ahead of the curve looking at what Vanilla Salt has. Down in CS, down 1 kill, but still no completed Yomus just yet, just components to complete Manamune and Sheen. Big damage difference there.
Ooh, Indian Mama looking for some action in the bottom lane. He creeps forward. Tasby even teleports in. He's got his unstoppable force. How much are they going to commit to kill this poor Thresh? He flashes. He gets out alive for now. They're continuing to dive. Indian Mama goes down. They don't even get the kill.
The 5th time this game, Indian Mama goes down. Mini Bestia outplaying that. He knows if you use Unstoppable Force on one person, it's the wrong choice.
Oh my goodness. Gillette joins the battle, picks up a kill by killing Tasby. There's another one for Evan. It's 14-4. Gillette misses the binding. Gotta respect that Graves damage despite how ahead this LeBlanc is. Meanwhile, West Coast carry might be okay. Looks like he's going to get out.
He missed the Lucent Singularity there on the bound target. Behind the door, a little too fast with hitting the E. So maybe could have had him there with the E. I think so. Everybody just seems really on edge on Michigan State University's side. They're playing way too fast without thinking, and they aren't realizing the repercussions of what they do. And West Coast carry.
He's very low health, but there's no ultimate to bring him down. And you've got to imagine what's going through the communication of Michigan University. It's 14 minutes in. Are these guys even talking to each other at this point?
I assume so. They seem to be good friends with each other. I think that they're trying to communicate. They're just probably having a good time, laughing. And Michigan State University, I mean, this is week 1 of week 7, right? There's going to be a lot of teams that end up going 2-0 and 0-2, right? So you're not in too bad of a shape. Even if you end in the bottom half of the standings in the first week, you can always claw back. And Robert Morris University is the team that everybody thinks is going to win this conference just because of the dedication that they have to the game.
Ooh, Gillette's on the hunt. He narrowly misses Indian Mama, but the vision does succeed. He finds Vanilla Salt behind the door, finds him too. Gillette is slowed. Could they look to turn this around? He's got no flash, just used his second distortion. It's about to come off cooldown, but not fast enough. Shut down by Vanilla Salt.
Oh, Gillette goes down. 4 people is how many it takes to actually kill him. And Evan RL, though, same level as the top laner here. Tasby, I don't know if he's going to be able to get away. He's going to have to use
he's going to try to... Unstoppable Force. True shot, Barrage. Narrowly misses.
So close. Tasby had to blow his ultimate, though. It'll be up again by the time he has TP. So next time he's able to make a play, he'll actually be able to contribute in a big team fight impact way. But looking at the rest of the map, though, Yomu's Ghostblade finally completed. And those Frosty Ghosts, a Frost Queen's claim for both Gillette and Behind the Door. We saw them earlier, one resulting in the kill on Gillette.
Yeah, very scary situation for Michigan State. They're trying so hard to slow the roll of Robert Morris University, but this snowball is just getting bigger and bigger, and soon it could very well turn into an avalanche that becomes unstoppable. Raipu gets caught out.
Evan,
He's chunked so low, gets destroyed. Now Tasby forced to flash.
Oh man, Evan with that red is causing so much chaos. Once he lands a Q on you, he's gonna land the autos, and then he gets an Iceborne Gauntlet off. So he's just constantly slowing you over and over again. Indian Mama's a little too far forward in that bush behind him. What are you gonna try to do as Evelyn flank versus 3 and your Malphite doesn't have ulti?
Oh, Tasby's caught, gets destroyed. Evelyn shows herself just in time to almost certainly go down. They're diving this one. Evan's tanking it. He's chunked from the last turret hit and still survives. Here's Vanilla, drops the ultimate. Vanilla gets pulled in. They're trying to bring him low. Pinned against the wall. Mini Bestia nets the kill.
That's the teamwork that RMU have been talking about. Even though they think that they aren't as good as the squad last year in skill, they're working as a team. That right there, totally in tandem. They knew who's going to be in front, and West Coast carry, he's going to go down, but look at that. They take damage in tandem, too.
Yeah, very solid pick from behind the door, but they get the tier 2 turret in that top lane. Looks like Gillette and Pommy are working on the mid one. Decide to back it away. Don't want to take any chances with Raipu and behind the door.
Lag.
Whoops.
Lag. Never unlucky.
Yeah.
Gillette, though.
Oh! Hey, calculated! He's looking for it. The auto attack from behind the door gets the kill. He's like, guys, watch this.
Oh, man. Behind the door, 3-1 and 2. Doing okay for himself, but this is a low CS game. Everybody is just slaughtering each other back and forth, back and forth. You can see 7 deaths for Indian Mama, and everybody else pretty much just barely hitting triple-digit CS.
Ooh, Tasby's caught. He's got his ultimate, decides to use it. Let's see if the True Shot Barrage will be tossed out in just a few seconds. And he's just got it.
We'll see. I think he's going to push up a little bit more. You can use it to clear the next wave if you want to continue sieging. So,
yeah. Decides not to go for the greedy play and the kill, and this is now an 11,000 gold lead. 17 and a half minutes in. Binding is going to be tossed out to clear some minions. West Coast dashes in. They now see Indian Mama. And West Coast rides the lantern to safety.
That was just free harass there, too. Yomu's popped as well from Vanilla Salt. They can pretty much do anything right now. You can go get a Rift Herald for free, get yourself some more global gold and some push power. Usually you don't see a Rift Herald taken unless somebody has a large enough lead to really justify yourself taking it and taking the damage it'll deal. So it's definitely going to be that pickup here for RMU. It's a little bit out of leash range though, guys.
Oh, it is going to reset just a bit, but they're still doing enough damage to make sure. I heard you say Rift Herald, and I was like, wait, isn't Baron up? There have been so many oh no, it's only 17 minutes into the game. Robert Morris University are going to secure this Rift Herald as predicted. The next dragon is going to be coming up just about on the 20-minute mark. And they continue to put this forward pressure. Poor Indian Mama is 0-7 right now.
Oh, it might be 0-8 very shortly. No flash.
Oh, this is a scary place for Evelyn to be. She's taking so much damage. The stun is out of range. He throws the house and gets the kill through the wall. Pomi gets dropped by behind the door, who's doing enough damage, but Evan RL says, you killed my teammate. Prepare to die, and he is going to turn it around. Behind the door is duking for a long time. He finally drops. Tasby pinned against the wall. Double kill. Evan, is it going to be a triple? The binding finds Raipu. Mini Bestia says all according to plan. Triple kill indeed. Now Vanilla Salt is looking for the next target. Dashes back. It's picked up. Ace by Gillette. No quadra kill for you.
Nope, no quadra kill for Evan RL. Evan RL, like you said, jumps over the wall, finds the 6-fingered Lux, and goes, yeah, I'm going to kill you. And he just keeps going through. This is going to be a turret. This is going to be an inhibitor to RMU. 19 minutes into this game. You can't even surrender at this point, even if you wanted to.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Michigan State University. Again, this is game number 2, and Robert Morris have come out swinging so hard. I don't even want to say like swinging their fists. They're swinging cars.
I mean, if you're Nar, you're throwing a house.
Yeah, exactly. They're swinging houses. Whoa, the turn on to Evan. They could try to get the shutdown gold. Mini Bestia gets dropped by Raipu, but Gillette has joined the battle. Indian Mama tries again, much to his credit.
As many deaths as his team has kills?
Yes.
Yep. It's a fact.
Uh-oh, West Coast carry takes a bit of burst. Spectre Scowl keeps him just fine. Yomu's has been used, but it doesn't look like Vanilla can get in range.
Yeah. Evan RL, though, on the opposite side of that AD carry roll, 9-0-7. And he's just making sure that he has both resistances, that he's able to have that Maw now just completed. He is fed.
Well, I mean, the big concern for him is getting caught by a binding, getting hooked by Blitz, and not being able to survive the burst of that Lux. So, Evan, playing smart, playing intelligent. This is Robert Morris University. This is the team that got second place in the NACC last year, and they're playing intelligent. Even when they're 17 kills ahead, 14,000 gold ahead. They don't want to take any chances.
I was too lazy to do the math. I was like, they're just a slew of kills ahead, you know. 17, I guess, is the number. But also, when you look at what's available on the map, it's only 21 minutes in. They could actually do a Baron, and Mini Bestia has a banner of command that he's used on the bot lane now, I believe. It's bot or mid that he pushed it. Actually, it's definitely bot lane, I assume. Because if you use it mid lane, you already have super minions there. You don't have a cannon minion to bolster, so you don't have the same type of siege potential. And there it is. There's the caster minion.
Caster minion. As they shove forward, the 3 members of Robert Morris University are looking to take another Tier 2 turret. Here's the collapse from Gillette as Pommy's racing his way down there as well.
Yeah, you just want to get these turrets down. You want to start closing this game out, start sieging as 5 people, and make sure that those super minions keep coming through the mid lane. Malphite has to deal with them. It's still rather slow.
True Shot Barrage finds 2, but here comes the dive. The stun against the wall. He turns it around. Double kill, triple kill. 3 members, 4 members. They're all dead. They turn on the Tasby. He gets a shutdown revenge kill, but it's an ace, and Robert Morris University will not be stopped.
Robert Morris University, they might move on to a 2-0 here in the first week in uLoL Campus Series.
Yeah, they're pushing forward now. Super Minion behind them. They've got a pretty big window. It's 10 seconds before Evelyn, 10 for Vanilla Salt and Raipu. Nexus turrets are going down simultaneously. They're turning on to the last one. The Nexus is the next target. Evelyn gets up just in time to watch the building crumble. And Robert Morris University, as you said, 2-0 in this first match.
And RMU coming out strong, showing even though they've revamped the roster, even though they lost 4 members and only had Mini Bestia as the returning one, they are still a team that is a force to be reckoned with. They are coming for that first place spot. They still have to go through 6 more weeks of being in this conference and going towards that conference playoffs, but they definitely started off on the right foot, and they started off incredibly strong.
I am excited to watch MSU's progress over the course of this split. They had aggressive plays. Indian Mama on Nidalee was all over the place.
Yeah, Indian Mama, he did try to make a lot of plays on Nidalee. I did like the idea behind the Evelyn, but of course, it was just way too much. The dives, when you're Evelyn and you get behind and you build damage as opposed to tank, you are basically useless at that point. He's basically a punching bag, and you saw it in that game where he ended up with pretty much no kills. I think double-digit deaths by the end of it there.
Yeah.
And so he was not on his game today.
It's always tricky because in the first game, he's confident. He's keeping even. He's making calls. But then in game number 2, it's a completely different animal you've got to wrangle.
And it was actually funny because he swapped in terms of dynamic of who was doing well and who wasn't. But then in the mid lane, it was complete opposite. Gillette here got off to a great start because he got to kill Indian Mama off the back of his play. So now behind the door is set behind, and it's just disaster from there. Here, Mini Bestia turns this one around as well, where he flashes, hooks Indian Mama again. It is not this guy's day, and he can't even kill Mini Bestia because he gets healed under the turret. So right there, 2 great examples of Indian Mama looking like he just wants that kill. He's so close. He can taste it.
So desperate
he can taste
for it. But not quite able to get the kill despite multiple attempts over the course of the game. And I'm sure he's going to be taking a look at this replay, just head held in hands. Okay, this is what we need to improve on.
We all know that feel, though.
Yeah.
We know that feel where we're just like, he got away with 10 HP. Okay, next time. Or next guy. And it just keeps happening. And you just look up at the sky and you're just like, why would you do this to me? Why? Why would that happen over and over again?
The poor math just didn't work out in the guy's favor. But let's move on to RMU now. They played phenomenally. This is what we expected from Robert Morris University.
Well, it's funny because you say expected just because of the name of Robert Morris University and the infrastructure. The only returning member, Mini Bestia, performed extraordinarily well. But Gillette showed what he had. He's a force to be reckoned with. Evan RL has been on challenger teams before, and I know that he is a force to be reckoned with as well, as we're going to see right here, the entire team on the same page. And West Coast Carry, another guy that we haven't talked too much about, destroyed his matchup in Game 1. In Game 2, once again, 40 CS up, puts Tasby in pretty much a bind, and make sure that he's always on top of his TPs. That Game 1 was definitely showcasing the difference in what it's like to have a top laner that has an advantage in his matchup and one that doesn't. So I would say if you're a top laner, definitely go watch that first series over again and see what the difference is in even a few seconds in TPs.
Yeah, and it's exactly like you said. These guys are playing like a team. They're communicating. They've clearly been working on moving together.
Yeah, and you saw it in their macro movements across the map. They were always going back and forth in the right place at the right time. I love that Game 1 where all 5 members were on the bottom side for Michigan State University, and then West Coast Carrier's Trundle says, fight me, 1v5, delays them. Then Gillette comes up, 1v5, he gets killed. Sure, you lose 2, but they got the top turret, the tier 2 turret, which is exactly what they wanted to do. Run them around the map, get objectives in return for it because they knew that squad had to be as 5 members together.
Yeah, and RMU playing so excellently. They're starting off this series 2-0 with 3 points. That's going to put them on the bracket for now. And I'm excited to see what the standings are going to be for the rest of the team. We don't know yet as the games haven't been played. We'll be getting that hopefully sometime soon. But the fact that these guys are playing so frequently, and this is a weekly series. You can check out all of these VODs online.
Yeah, it's a weekly series. All these VODs is in the 16 matches that are played every week so that they're available to everybody so that you can see what your school is doing if one of your schools is represented here. And if they're not, you can always go to the website and sign up, look for your own club, and see what it is. It's ulol.leagueoflegends.com.
Yeah, ulol.leagueoflegends.com. Feel free to go ahead and check it out. We've got VODs, we've got replays. Well, not quite. We've got VODs. We've also got the standings, players, bio, information on the tournament, and more information on how to get involved with your own collegiate teams and organizations. But I think that's going to just about do it for us, Aiden. That was an amazing set that we saw from RMU. MSU played well to keep up with it, but Anything else?
Yeah, I'm just excited to watch this RMU squad because they have a lot to prove. They have infrastructure behind them. They seem to have talent on their team. They have coordination, but also the fact that they got second and they really, really, really wanted first place.
Yeah.
To the point that they think that they have it this year, that they're going to push themselves, and they're practicing so many hours every day. They start off on the right foot with 2 games and the 3 points, but there's 14 games, and they have to keep going, right?
Yeah.
Get top of your conference, do the playoffs, make the championship, show up live in person, and try to get that first place. So RMU, they still have a long journey.
Yeah, 2 down, 12 to go. We'll watch their progress eagerly, but thank you so much for joining us. This has been the uLoL Campus Series, coming to you live from Southern California. Be sure to come back next week for more Collegiate League of Legends action.